Welcome to Voices, where real stories, raw conversations, and unfiltered truth take center stage. Today, I'm joined by the incredible Nolo Nawaya, a woman who is all about building meaningful connection. She's the founder of N Foundation, a platform dedicated to making a difference. And she's also top 25 finalist of Miss South Africa 2024. Welcome, Nolo.
Oh, thank you. That was a beautiful introduction. Yay! Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. When I say name. So I have like 3 icebreakers. Okay, so if you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would that be? And I'm giving you 3 seconds.
3
words, 3 seconds.
Okay.
1.
Humble.
2.
Beautiful.
3.
And humble, beautiful, and
sexy, gorgeous mama.
Yeah, we can put that in.
Done.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. What fun fact about you that most people don't know?
Ooh, I can actually sing.
Is it? I can sing as well, but because someone that I know
I can
is
actually
jealous.
sing. I can actually
Like
sing. Like sing, like Lauryn Hill kind of sing.
Like sing, Adele type of
But
sing.
like, you know what, Nah? I think most people that grew up with me kind of know that because I used to sing in church. But I think now because we're exposed to more people, social media, I've never exposed that side of me. So that's a fun fact about me. I can sing.
Can we hear something?
After this.
Yes. So if you had a theme song that played every time you walked into a room, what would it be?
I'm everyone.
Hey,
It's all in me. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, because I'm every woman. So every room I walk into, like, I just channel the energy. I look around and see what kind of woman am I today. So I'm every woman. Every room I step into, I kind of have that at the back of my head. Very powerful. If it's a chilled room, we're going to be a chilled woman. If it's a loud room, we're going to be a loud woman. So, yeah, I'm every woman.
And which woman are you walking into Voices today?
Which you're empowered.
Yes.
Yes, I'm an empowered woman today.
Go Voices. Are you ready to dive in?
Yeah.
So,
Ready. I love conversations, so this is the perfect place for me. Yeah, so let's
I
just
saw
have fun.
TikTok and you say like you want to connect with people. So you've accomplished so much from being top 25 Miss SA runner. Finalist. I'm so sorry, runner up. Hey, it's really beauty contest. To launching N Foundation, how would you describe the woman you are today compared to who you were 5 years ago?
Ooh, that's actually a beautiful question to start with. So, how old am I right now? I'm 26. So 5 years ago, I would have been 21. Yeah, 21. So the woman I was when I was 21 is definitely not the woman I imagined I am right now. But obviously when you are 21, you have dreams, aspirations, and I think right now I'm living in some of my answered prayers, but I wouldn't have imagined the kind of woman I turned out to be. I am more focused, I am more determined, more ambitious than I ever was. And I think the most important thing that I've learned when I was 21 was to not have any expectations. So even though I knew what I wanted to do and how I want to go about it, I didn't have expectations of the kind of woman I am right now. At 26, I feel empowered than I ever was when I was 21, and I feel lighter. Yeah, I think when I was 21, I was a little bit in my head. I was just living life, man. YOLO, like, you know, let's just do it.
Were you chopping it, or like feeling like you're being left behind, you're missing out, or you were chopping life?
Was I chopping life? I think I was chopping life because I was doing what I loved as a film and television student at the time, almost done with my diploma. And I was doing SA Fashion Week as a photographer. I was going to all these amazing places, meeting beautiful people, But at the time, I didn't know how to cultivate the spaces that I was in.
Okay.
So I was just doing it from a place of, oh, I'm still young, I still have time. Let's just do whatever comes to mind. But right now, I think I'm more grounded, definitely.
And you're taking advantage of every opportunity that comes.
Definitely, because at the time, like, you know, when you walk into a room and you meet a Thandoh, for example, at 21, it's just a matter of, hi Thandoh, bye. But right now, picture, bye, I'll never see you again. But right now, when you meet a Thandoh, you're like, hi Thandoh, you actually have time to have a conversation with Thandoh, you know, kind of find out who she is, the kind of, you know what I mean? Have meaningful conversations. So yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. 21 to 26 is a huge gap.
A huge run, and people never look at what can happen in 5 years. We always look at what can happen in a year. So what's one defining moment in your life that shaped you, the way you see yourself and your purpose?
Miss South Africa. Yeah, and which happened last year. Yeah, 2024. 2024 was a turning point for me, and I think a lot of things were happening in 2024 that kind of were shaping me, and God was kind of drawing me closer to my purpose. 2024, I got engaged. 2024, I got into Miss South Africa. So like 2024 was actually a turning point. It was like all the things that I wished for, all the things that I prayed for, they were just like coming together. Even though it was a difficult year, but it was a beautiful
one. Gave you strength and smiles at the same time.
Gave me strength, smiles, beat me down to the trenches.
What happened in the trenches? Okay. All right. So you're married to Joe Human.
Yes.
And your story crosses culture lines. How did you guys meet?
Oh, very interesting question, because honestly, he loves telling the story. So hopefully I'll do the story justice, but I think he tells it better than I do, but I'll tell it from my own perspective.
Okay.
So, you know, one day I see a DM on Twitter when X was still Twitter at the time. I think it was 2022, 2023, somewhere around there. He DMs me and he's like, hey, I want to make you hats for the rest of my life. Because he wears hats, so everybody knows him as the signature hat guy.
The DM game. Joe Human.
And I'm like, why would I want hats for the rest of my life? So at the time, I thought he wanted me to model
for his hats.
And he wanted to work with me and whatever. So I'm like, okay. I tell my little brother, I'm like, because I think I followed him for a while and I was like really into his work. It's like, oh, this man is so handsome. And you know, I love his work.
Now he wants to do hats for me?
For the rest of his life? Now he wants to do hats for me for the rest of my life? My brother is like, nah, you misinterpreting the message. That's not what he means.
This guy is there for the cats.
Right? But I was still excited about it because the possibility of working with him, like he has created a very good brand for himself. And I felt like getting a DM from such a caliber of a man was quite nice. So I was like, okay, cool. I see myself working with him. Can do.
The work will be literally forever.
So after he says, I want to make you hats for the rest of my life, he continues to tell me other things that are like, questionable. I'm like, does he still want to make hats for me? Till this day,
they haven't
well,
received
now I'm lying because he only gave me like one hat and he named one hat after
you.
So yeah, but it took a while because I kept saying, oh babe, where's that hat? But yeah, we met on Twitter and we had a conversation here and there. And I think for about a year, I kept just stalling and I was just like, nah, I'm not ready for a relationship. Nah.
Not now.
Not now.
We can stick to the hats.
Yeah, let's stick to the hats. Let's work together.
For now.
But I think he kept on being persistent. And
Cece, you are the one for my hats.
He's like, you are the one for my hats. And I'm like, oh, really? So I think I loved his, you know, just him being persistent and just having that
And not giving up.
Yeah, not giving up. Like, I like a man that kind of knows what he wants, and for me, that showed that he really knew what he wanted, which was me at the time. And I was like really happy about it. But towards the end, he was just like, "Yo, dude, can we meet?"
CC.
And I keep saying, "No, you know." And he's like, "Okay, I'm not gonna chase you forever." The minute he said, "I'm not gonna chase you forever," I was like, "Okay, one date." And one date was just like, this man is actually amazing.
And today you're wearing a gorgeous ring.
Yeah, and today we are 2 months married.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to the party.
I love it here. I won't lie. I love it here. Marriage is so cute, man. I recommend it.
Please, highly recommend with Jesus inside of it. Please,
with a little bit of
Jesus, a lot of Jesus.
A lot of Jesus.
A lot of Jesus. So, with your husband being from Congo and you from South Africa, what has been the biggest lessons you've learned about love in cross-cultural marriage?
Ooh, it hasn't been easy. I think, well, for me, it was quite easy because honestly, it's love. Love knows no bounds, no barriers, no borders. Like, for me, honestly, it was pure love. I didn't even think about it as, oh, he is Congolese, oh, he is Zulu. It's the same thing as like, oh, he's Zulu, oh, he's Pedi. Like, for me, it was just a man I fell in love with. But the minute we were together, I realized that it's more than just love for other people. It's not authentically just two people who met and love each other and wanna, you know, experience the world together. A lot of people turned it into something else. Like, and then that's when I realized that, oh man, a lot of people are actually very xenophobic. And there was a lot of harsh comments about me and our relationship on Twitter. I remember the day he came to pay lobola, he posted like a picture of his uncles outside our family gate, and people on Twitter are like, oh my goodness, we're so disappointed. Our South African sisters are being taken by, you know, foreign men. And for me, it was like, it was so hurtful because in my head, I was thinking about it from a point of, oh, here's the man that I love. The day that we decide to have a conversation about kids and bring little ones into this world, they're gonna be treated the same way because they're gonna be Congolese, right? So it was really, I don't know, it didn't touch me in any way because honestly, I didn't care. My family was very loving, very caring, very welcoming. It was just the outside noise, which really we didn't care a lot about, but that made me actually see people for who they are. Because a lot of people also didn't know that Joe is Congolese until we were kind of official about our relationship and how he was like, oh, Congo and baby woman, whatever. And that's when we saw people's true colors. It's like,
really,
also,
my sister.
what is it about African people so against each other?
I don't know, but more of, I feel like sometimes South Africans shine upon African men because other African men, because as soon as they come in, they do what is meant to be done. Meet you, love you, make you our wife instead of
ride you along
for 15 years before they said, oh, okay, then we've been doing it, let's just soma do it. They keep to their word, and that eats at them. Literally. So it makes them feel like, hey, shame, our game is not, and that's why we women were made to like, let's get it. If you want me, you know you want me, let's move on, let's get married and let's do this. But South African men just want to tap and go. It's more of a hit and run, body count. Yeah. So that's why they shun upon other African men, because they hear, meet you, I love you, and I want to make you mine. True. And stick to it.
I quite didn't get it. Honestly, I literally didn't get it. For me, it was just, it made me sad because also, like, reading those comments, it's mostly about him, not about me, because I'm Betty, I'm South African. You know, you hear these conversations, people talk about these things, but the minute it concerns you and the minute you're inside the situation, you kind of see the situation for what it is. And for me, it was kind of an eye-opener of the kind of
where we are,
problems that we are facing in this country. And I quite didn't like that. It made me very sad. Sad for him, sad for my kids in the future. And yeah, sad for my family, because now that he's part of my family, they kind of seeing it as, oh, manalona unyeti, a foreign man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those conversations also came about when we, like literally when we were about to get married. So yeah, man, for me, it was just love, 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 love.
And still love.
And love.
I love it. I love it. So you said your parents took it well. And with his family, have you went to Congo and visit his family and experienced the culture there? What is the difference? Like, is there a huge difference between your culture and his culture?
So I actually haven't been to the Congo yet,
okay,
but we're planning on doing that. His parents are not in the Congo, but I'm going to, like, you know, experience the culture. But one thing that I did was research, because obviously, you know, when you first meet someone, like, and you're like, oh, I want to find out if they're in Aries or whatever. Like, it was that kind of fun for me. I was like, what are the Congolese people like? So I found that the Congolese people and the Pedi people are quite similar in some sort of way. We're both loud.
Yes.
We want to express ourselves. And I like to think, they love. So Congolese men also love. But so there are quite a lot of similarities in our cultures. Yeah, besides the fact that they love dressing up. You know, I thought I loved dressing up.
I can tell.
Congolese people show up. It could
I
be
can
a
tell.
Sunday service.
And somebody want to outshine Jesus.
So they love dressing up. They love themselves. They love expressing themselves within dance, the culture. Like, the culture is it's so beautiful. I fit in so perfectly, I think.
You do.
You do.
You guys complement each other very well.
I'm still trying to learn the language though.
Have you found like one Congolese dish like you can cook, or that he has taught you to prepare? You know, with babies, you guys like masonja and lipapa, and then for like, is there a specific like dish that you guys make together? To, like,
he must actually correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But I always get this right because I kind of mix it up. So it's like spinach, like morojo. I don't know what they call it. It's not kwanga. Is it kwanga? Yeah, but it's like morojo, and they kind of make it different, but there's similar ways to make it. So I love that dish more than anything. Yeah, but he's quite South African, man. Like, there's so much South African in it. I don't remember the only time that I actually went and I was like, I'm going to learn about this was when I was with his family.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
I'm also interested in learning about, so that's why I'm asking these questions, because I love hearing and learning.
I'm still learning. I think the minute I get to my 5 years into marriage,
you'll be like, I mix it up with a bit of, and touch it with a bit of.
Exactly.
And you're mastering dishes.
I just got married, girl.
It's too soon. It's too soon. So, Nawaya. You know,
I don't like, listen, my family now calls me Nawaya. Man.
Yeah,
I'm still young. I'm still cute.
Nawaya.
Okay, then call me Mrs. N.
So, Mrs. N. You're passionate about cultivating relationships and meeting people. Why do you think connection is important in today's world?
Well, firstly, I love the fact that social media has actually opened our world to much bigger relationships and people that we never thought that would be in the same spaces with. And I think it's quite important to cultivate those relationships because you never know, you know, career-wise, everything outside of your career, family-wise, it's so important to have meaningful, good connections with other people because a lot of us need people. Someone was saying the other day that we are on earth for community.
Yes.
We are not meant to walk alone at all. Like, it's great that you can have a brand, you can be a Nolo Nawaya, but on your own, you cannot make it. You need a community. You need a community of people in order to make something beautiful, as simple as voices. You need a team of people, you know?
Definitely.
You need someone who's going to be behind the camera. You need someone who's going to be here as a guest.
Exactly.
That's a community on its own. So relationships are quite important, and that's why one of my biggest goals this year was to just cultivate every relationship. It doesn't matter whether I meet you here and we have this conversation, or we meet on social media, somewhere, somehow, we're kind of going to need each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's good. So touching on the social media part, how did it feel like as Miss SA, or just as a talent, seeing influence being more preferred than talent in the space that you're in, as a model, as a creative?
Interesting question, because a lot of times, in as much as we don't want to admit it, a lot of numbers play a role in a lot of things, in a lot of spaces that we find ourselves in. It is not a bad thing. It's a good thing, because, you know, sometimes it can get you where you want to go. But for me, I feel like right now it's important for your talent to speak for itself. It's important for your work to speak for itself. Yeah, numbers do play a role, and numbers can be good here and there. But for me, I still feel like if I can stand in front of a camera, if I can, you know, just send in that audition tape, that can get me, instead of, you know, someone checking my social media.
Okay,
she only has like 5,000 followers. Not worth it, because those numbers can probably never account to the potential that
you
I
have.
But, you know, in some spaces, I guess that could work. And I won't even lie, sometimes in my career, the numbers do play a role, but I won't put my numbers before the work that I can put in and the effort that I can put in. Honestly, no, because my talent and my work speaks for itself.
That's good. So as a person that wants to cultivate and be the leader, relationships and meeting new people, many women struggle to find and maintain solid friendships. What advice would you give to a woman who feels lonely or disconnected?
Find the right people. Find the right people. And the thing about finding the right people is you know yourself. So if you don't know who you are, firstly, you will never find the right people, because they're going to tell you who you are, or they're going to present a different version of themselves that is not really aligned with what you want. So if you are lonely, or you don't feel like you're finding the right friends, what I did last year, and I think I spoke about this on my social media, was pray a lot for sisterhood. I'm a person who doesn't have a lot of friends, but there comes a time in your life as a woman, as a young lady, that you need a community of women. You cannot do this life alone, like I said. You need a strong community of women. It doesn't have to be 10. It can be 2. And that's it. That's enough. And you need to find people that speak to your soul. You need to find people that when you're around, you're free. You don't have to present a different version of yourself that you're not. A lot of us don't find the sisterhood or the relationships that we want, because I meet Thandoh, and you can see that Thandoh is living a different life, and now you want to kind of match the energy, right?
Trying to fit in. And
people pleasing. Don't do that, because people can also sense that, and they're like, nah, this one is not going to last. So find people that speak to your soul. Find people that your energy doesn't feel, off when you're around them. And yeah, I think also relationships are a two-way street. Friendships, sisterhood, relationships, all the ships. We have to all be together in it, Yes. So a lot of times other women want to be chased, and you're the only person giving. If you're only giving and not receiving, that is not the right relationship or friendship that you're supposed to have. It's supposed to be a two-way street and effort. Yeah.
So as a giver, yourself, always wants to work with us, and having N Foundation, how do you balance pouring into others while making sure you're also nurturing yourself?
Very easy. Very
Oh,
easy.
really?
I grew up in a family of givers, a family that believes in community, and I think my mother and grandmother kind of put us in a space where we have to care for others. Doesn't matter how much you're going to give, you know, and it starts with the church. That's where literally giving started, in the church. You know that if your mother gives you 100 Rand, you have to give 10 Rand of that 100 Rand, you know. And a lot of people, because my grandmother was a deacon in church, my mother is a pastor. So so like there's a lot of giving involved, you know, and you see that happening around you. So it's like kind of second nature to me. I don't find it as a chore. I don't find it as something that
takes away from you.
Like I can still pour in. So, and the thing about it is pouring into myself makes it easier for me to pour into others. And I just love people in general. I love helping other people. It makes me feel happy. It makes me feel fulfilled. It's my purpose, I think, to just give.
Love it.
Love it.
Gift of the giver. And the gift that keeps on giving.
Amen.
So you founded N Foundation. Can you tell us about your vision for it and what impact you hope to make?
N Foundation actually was a result of me stepping into Miss South Africa because I wanted to. So before I started my foundation, I always served, and I believe before you become a leader, you need to serve at some point. So I've always been a servant in so many NGOs, and I've seen how NGOs worked. And for me, I wanted to bridge a certain gap, and I found that a lot of foundations don't have mentorship programs, and they don't have skills empowerment programs as well. So that's the difference that I wanted to make. I wanted to kind of be a middleman between young people who have just started new jobs or they want to get into new fields, new careers, and mentors who can actually help them, you know, cross that border. Because I feel like mentors are quite important. And for every young person out there, you need a mentor. I've had mentors my entire life. Spiritual mentors, career mentors, and all of those people played such a big role in who I am right now, because there are certain doors, Thandoh, that you're not going to open yourself. You need someone to open them for you. And you need someone's credibility to actually vouch for you. You know, sometimes you know Thandoh, right? And you know me, but you might know someone that might make my life better. So I'm a Thandoh in this situation where, you know, I'm standing in the middle, and what do you need,
a young
right?
one.
What can you provide? And I bring that together, and we make young people's lives just better.
Love that for the youth. So what advice would you give to a woman who feels called to start something but scared to take the leap?
We are all scared. We are all afraid. And the nerves, the fear is just there for a moment. The minute you look on the other side of that fear is a greater purpose, is faith, you know? They say the opposite of fear is faith. Just have faith. Have faith and start. Stop contemplating, stop just dragging your feet, saying, oh, I have so many kids, I can't do it. Oh, I have school, I can't do it. Oh, I have my husband, I can't do it. I have so many, like, you keep creating situations that are not that will never even hold you back. But the minute you start, you find that you have time, you know, you get time to do it all, and you always find time. They always say that there's 24 hours in a day, and you'll be amazed of what you can achieve in that 24 hours. So just do it. Have faith and do it. Like, regardless of what you're feeling right now, just do it. I think that's the best advice I've ever gotten. Just do it. Like with N Foundation, I kept saying, oh, you know what? There's so many foundations out there. But I was like, man, let's just do it. We'll see where it gets us.
The pie is big enough for
It
everyone.
is, honestly, it is. I won't lie, it is.
So what legacy do you hope to leave behind, both as a woman and through the work that you do?
That is such a beautiful question. Have I thought about it before? No. I think when you're just living in your purpose, you know that you'll hopefully build something that is worth your life. But I think the legacy that I would genuinely want to leave behind when I'm no longer here, hopefully I live for a long time. But it's just a beautiful legacy of kindness, giving, and community. Yes, community. This notion that like we all can do things on our own. No, community is quite important, and I want people to always remember me as a person who was part of the community and who was bringing people together and who was trying to better the community. So I think that's the legacy I want to leave behind. Yeah, hopefully when I'm no longer here, you guys will build beautiful communities for my sake.
Continue cultivating relationships
on
your behalf.
On my behalf, yes, definitely.
So if you could go back to 18-year-old Nolo, and what one piece of advice would you give her? Why is it so hard to speak to younger you?
I think I'm trying to remember what I was doing at 18 years old in order for me to
to go back and...
Yeah. I would say you got this, girl.
Yes, girl.
You got this. You know, a lot of times we find ourselves in situations where we are so scared, like the fear that you're talking about. Like, you got this. Like, don't be scared, you know? Sometimes we don't know what's ahead because of fear. But the minute you walk through the fear, you find that it's such a beautiful life. Like, life is so beautiful. Guys, life is actually so beautiful. So I would say, you got this. You got this. Don't be scared.
The world is your oyster.
The world is your oyster. And like, just love through life. Don't be scared. Love through life and just love life. That's where I am right now. I love life so much.
It shows. It shows. I can see the way when you speak about life, it feels like you're giving life.
Because life is beautiful. There's so much beauty that God created for us to enjoy. And I think the worries of the world kind of hold us back from enjoying it, from just, you know, when we were driving here, I'm like, wow,
scenery.
So beautiful. What a beautiful day. Thank you, Lord.
So
Can you
beautiful.
hear the birds outside?
The sun is out, the wind is blowing.
Thank you, Lord.
Enjoy.
Life is beautiful.
That's beautiful. So, what's something people assume about you that isn't true?
That I'm shy and very quiet.
No, she's not. Let me tell you, she walked in and jumped straight into my arms. Yeah. First time meeting each other. She's not shy.
I don't know. I think when I'm quiet, like, I look very serious. I don't know.
You have that resting bee face.
No, but I think I look sweet, man.
You don't look like intimidating, but it's you must count your steps before you approach.
Yeah, but people think I'm very quiet, I'm reserved, you know, very demure, very mindful, very cutesy. Well, I am.
Yes.
But 5 minutes of film.
Together.
Also, I think it also comes with the job that I do. You kind of have to have a personality for it.
For people.
And I've always been like a very, like yeah, but now that I've grown, like, especially being in a relationship, in a marriage, I'm very quieter, not reserved, but I'm kind of like, you know, I've come down.
Just to balance the equation.
Just so that when I'm with him, I don't embarrass him.
I feel the same way. My husband's very...
Yeah, because you can be very embarrassing when you talk a lot. So I don't like, I've realized that now. So now I'm just like, but I'm not a quiet person at all. I talk a lot.
See, the conversation is flowing. So what mantra or belief that has carried you through your toughest moments? What's a mantra?
I'm going to call it, it's a mantra, but for me it translates into scripture.
Okay.
Yeah. Fear not, for I am with you. Yeah, that's my mantra every morning. Fear not, for I am with you. Whatever room you're stepping into, whatever call you're going to get, whatever email you're going to answer, fear not,
For I am with you.
And, it just strengthens you. Because, a lot of times you wake up and you start thinking, today I'm meeting with Nolo. And you've seen this person on social media. And you're like, you start tatazeling a little bit, right? You start shaking.
The same way I was tatazeling.
But the minute you get into it, like, fear not, for I am with you. We're going to get through this. We're going to be who we are. We're going to be very authentic about it. And your day just goes smoothly.
Whew.
That is my mantra every morning. Fear not, for I am with you.
As I copy and paste.
Yeah, fear not.
Yeah, I know, you made me nervous. I was like, yo.
Also, people shouldn't make you nervous. You can be nervous in spaces, but people...
I think I need more of you. 2 weeks with you to boost up.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Okay. You'll realize that people are more like you than you'll ever know.
So true. Okay, let's wrap it up. This conversation has been so powerful. So before we go, where can people connect with you and follow your journey?
You can follow my journey on Instagram. It's at Nolo Nawaya. X. I'm so used to saying Twitter. Nolo Nawaya, TikTok. No, I'm literally Nolo Nawaya. I'm like the easiest person to find.
There is no period. There's no underscore. Nothing.
Well, I guess on social media when you just search Nolo Nawaya, it just takes you straight to you. Because I think after my husband's sisters, I'm the only Nawaya now. Yeah, so it's such a hard surname to find. So the minute
beautiful
you search
to pronounce.
I love
So we are gonna close, and this is how you're gonna close it. You're gonna say, I am Nolo Nawaya, and my voice is da 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 da. Let's go. You can say one word, cute sentence, close it, favorite verse or whatever.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I am Nolo Nawaya, and my voice is powerful.
Yay! And that's a wrap.
I enjoyed this so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for making time for me.